Today Live is part of the Small Business Development Center. We're always encouraged when we can speak to small business owners. And today, let me tell you, Janie Myers is one that's going to really impress you. Dr. Myers is part of our community in so many ways. And today, she's talking about her surgical center. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, I appreciate being here. Thanks for the invite.
Doctor, you have at the surgical center so many things that you provide. Can we first start off by talking about that? Because when I looked at the list of surgeries, quite impressive the things that you're doing to help heal the Wabash Valley.
Oh yes, what I do, I'm a general surgeon at heart, but actually I am an advanced laparoscopic robotic surgeon, so I do a lot of things doing small incisions. So when you talk about lumps and bumps and hernias, I do that kind of things, but also do the more advanced things that people need, like removing colon cancer and things of that nature. I mean, those things, nobody wants to go to surgery. I mean, but we try to make it as easy as possible. And then we do the routine maintenance things, EGDs, colonoscopies, sometimes people have breast biopsies, and then veins. I mean, so we do a lot of different things, but those are things that are needed in the county to help people out.
Speaking of helping people, you and I were talking before we started this interview. That's why you do what you do. I love to hear the stories of why people go into medicine. And yours is because you have a giving heart.
Yeah, I've always wanted to have the capabilities of helping other people. And when I look at medicine, you know, I thought about being a doctor, what exactly would interest me. The thing about it, when someone comes, first of all, we all know nobody wants to have surgery. I mean, I mean, but when they come, they're scared. I have less than 10 minutes for somebody to put their life in my hands and make sure that I'm going to do a good job and take care of them, and they don't have any complications afterwards. I mean, that's a privilege that I'm allowed to do, and I take that very seriously. People that know me, know that I'm very, excused upon, very anal about making sure I do the right thing the first time the right way.
Absolutely, and you know what? That's why people choose someone and some place to go. They look at those details and those fine details, and I think they also look at how people are as a person. And I see your resume and all the things that you're doing for our community. Not just that coroner job, but my goodness, you do so many things.
Well, I try to feel a need, but to me, like, Terre Haute to me is about relationships, and my job is to help. Yes, I have this list, which is good, which is good, but that's not really why I do it. I do it because, as I said, I really like the fact of helping people, and I've been around for so long. I know recently I've won a lot of awards and things of that nature, and that's because of what I've done for over 20-some years. People are finally noticing. I'm a lot older than I look, and as I said, I have been a doctor since 1999.
Wow.
Yes. And I've been a surgeon since '07, so I've been doing my craft for a long time.
So if people are watching this now and they're like, well, now I need to know more about Myers Surgical Center, how do they find out about you?
Oh, very easily. Like with anybody else, we're on social media. We have a website. You can see right here at Myers Surgical at 33 South 7th Street. And yes, the phone number is weird, but it is, I cure you not, that is a Terre Haute number. It's 930-219-1500, and as well as Myers Surgical. And that's Myers with one S, because you know what? We're special.
So it's myersurgical.org. There's the website on the screen. And if you scan the QR code, it can take you straight there. So it's very easy to find, very easy to get to. One last question before we wrap up. What's one of the more common surgeries that you do when you're talking surgeries?
You know what? People will always tell you it's hernias and gallbladders. We do so many.
Really?
Yes.
Well, it's funny that you said that, because we actually have pictures. I was hoping that would be the answer you would give, because you sent us some pictures. So what's this picture here? Is that after you fixed it? Or is that before?
That is actually before. So this basically is someone who has an hiatal hernia. Basically what that means is their stomach, that little bubble there, has went above the diaphragm, and they get a lot of heartburn. They're taking constant medication and things of that nature to try to help that out. People wake up with acid reflux and things of that nature. So when they have a hiatal hernia and it's not being able to be taken care of with medicine, and they're just tired of taking medicine, then they come to me and get surgery done. I pull the stomach down, I close up the defect, I wrap the top part of the stomach around to give them a new sphincter. Yes.
And you do it all with the robotics?
Yes,
Which is phenomenal.
The robot is very good for things high up and low down.
Well, thank you for talking to us about what
problem.
you offer, the services, and more importantly, thanks for the service you're giving to our community.
No problem.
We sure appreciate you. Myers Surgical Associates, located on South 7th Street in Terre Haute. And yes, that is a Terre Haute phone number,
Yes.
930-219-1500. See more online at Myersurgical.org. And stay with us. We've got more to come on Good Day Live.